Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear from Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
Please, Bella.
We've got some fun friends here today, Sean Callaghy. We've got our host, Gina Ricci, out. I'm just getting back from the Magic Kingdom, and we have some fun new friends here today.
Gina's part of teams raising $160K for charity that we helped co-create. Another team we helped raise over $200,000. It was a productive weekend for charity. We're saving horses, blindness scholarships, fighting blindness, and even feeding homeless people like craziness. So yes, amazing weekend. Thank you, Tony Robbins Business Mastery. Please, who do we have here today?
Sean, we have our first participant up of the day, Mr. Matthew, is it Loris?
Michael Lorez.
Lorez. Just so y'all know, I will probably screw all of the names up because that is not I have many talents in the world. Pronouncing names is not one of them. So Mr. Matthew from Bergen County, New Jersey.
Michael. It's Michael, Steph.
Oh, well, in the bio, it says Matthew.
I thought you said Michael, correct?
You just said Michael,
yes.
Matthew. Is it Matthew or Michael? Because
Michael.
otherwise it says Michael.
Michael.
All right. Sorry about that, Michael. That one's not my fault because that's what it says in bio. So Tony Robbins Platt owns a landscaping business. He started his business when he was only 17 years old. I was in a different business when I was 17 years old. Also had something to do with grass, but just a completely different kind of grass. He has 46 employees that are working for him now and recently welcomed his 4-month-old daughter. Let's welcome Michael to the Real Raw.
Michael, you're from Bergen County?
No, Atlanta, Georgia. I'm north of Atlanta.
Dude, I have no idea what happened with the bio. This is not normal. Please forgive us, everyone. Yeah. So, thank you, brother. So, and when'd you get involved in Tony Robbins Platt?
See, my Platt year was basically started October of 2019, and then the pandemic hits about half the I got to experience about half the year, the relationship, did financial, and then everything kind of went haywire.
Yeah. And what brought you to Tony Platt to begin with?
Going through Tony's, going through business mastery, going through life mastery, just going through the whole courses, all the courses. And I was actually in Fiji. I went through every program, and then something just hit me. I was like ready to take it to another level.
And brother, I've never been to Fiji. How, Michael, was Fiji?
Oh, it was incredible. I mean, I don't know if they're picking it back up again, but that event was definitely life-changing. Put you into an environment that would allow you to push beyond the physical limits of what I thought was possible.
That's awesome. And a fun fact, please.
Fun fact for me, I've been to over 130 Dave Matthews concerts.
No way.
Whoa.
You are the first person I've ever met or experienced virtually that has ever been to more concerts of an artist than I have Bruce Springsteen concerts. So I'm at 90 for Bruce, 130 for Dave Matthews. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So, brother, you're like what you are to concerts is like what Tom Brady is to the NFL.
Yeah, right.
Because Tom Brady, are you ready for this? I don't know if you guys know this. You talk about excellence and mastery. P.S. I am not a Tom Brady fan before the last couple of years because I've been a Jet fan and he's crushed my Jets year after year. Right? So, but Tom Brady yesterday, and Bella, I'm sure your mom is hurting over this, tied the Dallas Cowboys in postseason wins. So let's repeat. The Dallas Cowboys are an unbelievable storied franchise in NFL history.
That's unbelievable.
And if he goes to the Super Bowl, Tom Brady will have more postseason wins. Ready for this? Bella, hit me with a drum roll. Than any other NFL franchise ever. He will be the only professional athlete that can make that claim in team sports history. Nobody in the NHL, NBA, MLB, Tom Brady will have more wins in the postseason in the NFL than every other single NFL franchise if he gets to the Super Bowl this year.
That's unbelievable.
So, dude, that's you and Dave Matthews. Thanks, Michael. All right, amazing. So, Bella, we got Michael, and we have
a Robert, but I think Robert is lost in the multiverse right now. So I'm going to go on to our judges. And our first judge, Trey Ruff, hopefully from Atlanta, Georgia, lifelong entrepreneur, also in the Tony world, lifelong entrepreneur selling candles door to door as a kid. Cannot wait to hear more about that. Married his elementary sweetheart with 4 kids, and he is the founder of the happiest platform on earth, YASAC. Let's welcome Trey Ruff.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Trey, candles. Talk to us, brother.
Yes, absolutely. When I was a kid, I would sell candles door to door. So I learned quickly that you get a lot of no's, a lot of doors slammed in your face. But I also learned that if you hand the candle to them and they take it and they smell it, then the percentage goes way up, and they'll say, Linda, $20, and they'll buy the candle. So that was the whole focus, like get them to take the candle, smell the candle. It's like, well, that's pomegranate, but we got mulberry, we got vanilla, what you want. And then it just works. So that taught me a lot about going from hello to yes very quickly.
That is awesome, brother. Appreciate that enormously. And what brought you to Tony World originally yourself?
A friend of mine invited me to UPW a few months ago. So it was the end of the event. I wasn't even thinking about Platt. As a matter of fact, when I saw the table, I thought that sounds like a great next chapter in life when I'm far less busy. But it was the end of the event, Sean, and all 9,000 people were about to be let up. But just before they did let up, there was a young lady walking past me in the hallway, and I didn't know her, but we were walking past each other, and I said, oh, I like your black jacket and your black t-shirt and your black jeans and your white tennis shoes. Now, when I got to the white tennis shoes, I was past her, but I turned around and I went up to her and I said, we're wearing the same exact outfit. Who are you? And she said, I'm Danny, D-A-N-I. I said, are you the Danny that all my friends are telling me I need to talk to? And she said, are you the Trey all my friends are telling me I need to talk to? I said, well, let's talk. So we talk. And she said, well, you need to meet my boss. I talked to her boss. And then she grabs my shoulder and walks me up to the plat table and says, "You need to sign up right now." So I bought this relatively expensive hat and I signed up.
That is awesome, brother. And what is your fun fact besides white tennis shoes, signing up for a $100,000 program on the spur of the moment, and selling candles as a child? What is your fun fact, Trey?
Okay. The summer between 3rd and 4th grade, moved to a new town, met a girl, clouds parted, sun shone through. I fell in love with her. She did not fall in love with me. I was overweight, had a terrible, teeth were all over the place. I had a mullet, layers of insecurity. Finally, after 4th grade to 9th grade, I finally built up the confidence to ask her out, and we dated from 9th grade all the way 7.5 years to the day of our wedding. Now we have 4 kids, and married to my elementary school sweetheart.
Awesome. Well, Trey, beautiful story, great heart. Welcome to the party. Bella, we got some more judges to roll with Trey. You're very welcome. Who do we got?
I am remembering Trey. Trey did a real roll with us in the tent, right?
Yeah, in a tent right next to Tony Robbins' new event center down there. We absolutely did. He's an amazing man.
Yes, I remember this.
And I asked Sean, "Hey, I've got $1 million to give. Why give to Tony's foundation?" And he got me from hello to yes very quickly.
Yes, that happens. All right, next judge we have up is Woody Woodbury. That's just kind of fun to say. From St. George, Utah, family man, family comes first to this man. Serial entrepreneur, started more than a dozen companies serving anywhere from small town multi-million-dollar corporations. American patriot, saw a need for people to gain better understanding of how to defend themselves. And here we have Woody Woodbury.
Woody, thank you for being here. And what is your fun fact, please, sir, coming from St. George?
Fun fact about me. I just take days one at a time, always looking to serve and give back any way I can.
Awesome. And what's your mission? Taking days one at a time, service, but what's the mission and the why behind it all?
Yeah, so most people don't know this about me. In 2005, I had a brain tumor and nearly died. Actually did die, came back.
Oh my God.
And when I woke up from that, I made a promise to God that I would always put him first and always serve and never expect anything in return. So
wow,
that's kind of my mission, my purpose.
Brother Woody, received in my heart. Thank you for sharing that. And had a similar life experience, not quite, didn't die, but was life and death in October of this year, 3 short months ago. And it was quite the journey with an aortic dissection. So my heart is present, and I've always been a person of faith, but it certainly brought my faith even more present and clear. So thank you for sharing that, Woody, and welcome to the Real Roll.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bella!
And our third and final judge here today, Sam's son, Lloyd. That's another fun one. From my birth town, Houston, Texas. He and his daughter, yes, woo, completed the World Karate Competition in Australia and both medaled, Sean.
Wow.
He and his partner have built the world's first mobile modular water remediation system. Woo! I got that all out too. And their goal is to treat wastewater problems where others cannot, giving to humanitarians and helping provide clean water. Let's welcome Sam's son, Lloyd.
So I want to make sure I say it correctly. It's Sam.
Well, it's Sam soon, but everybody calls me Sam. Just call me Sam.
Sure, is that okay? Because I like to say people's name appropriately.
Yeah, Sam.
All right, awesome, Sam. So Sam, congratulations. I'm present to the math of medaling in competitions and rising to high levels of mastery. So I'm present to it. Congratulations, that's awesome. And what was that journey like? Tell us more, please.
Well, it was all because my daughter. My daughter, 2 years previous to that, had competed as youngest participant in karate. And at that age, I think she was 7 or 8, she medaled in both her events. And then when Australia came out, my daughter, Dad, why don't you join karate? We can go there together. I was like, okay, why don't we go there? So trained for 2 years and wound up in Australia. There were about 2,000 to 3,000 competitors worldwide. So on my last event, which was sparring, they don't have weight classes, it's all based on belt level. So last fight, went through all the rounds. I don't know how I did it. Then finally competed against the guy who was about 6'4", 250
Wait,
pounds.
was this Johnny Lawrence, Sam, from Cobra Kai?
Might as well been. Might as well been. But a huge guy. The only thing, it happened so fast that what thing kept me was adrenaline. But the guy had at least a good 80 pounds of mass over me, so I had to be very, very quick. Did I get hurt? Oh yes. But wound at the last second, I got a last hit in, and I'm just like, oh my God, I did the impossible. So
dude, that's awesome. Sam, seriously, straight up. What, if anything, or I guess what if any movie moves you in the space of martial arts? Like Karate Kid, any of Cobra Kai?
Probably. I grew up in the 70s, so all the Bruce Lee movies. I'm a big fan of Bruce Lee, and then obviously, in the 80s, Karate Kid. So the Bruce Lee and Karate Kid are probably the top genre.
Did you ever see the Bruce Lee story that they made later with I'm forgetting who acted in it, but it was sort of the story of Bruce Lee's life. I think it may have come out in the 90s.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes. Exceptional. Oh my God, yeah.
Awesome movie.
For you guys that haven't seen it, watch it. It's a whole different whole different viewpoint, but incredible.
I think maybe Brandon Lee was in it. I'm not sure.
I do remember. But I do know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Awesome. So Sam, thank you for being here. And you ready to rock this thing?
Yep.
You know what? No, what I'm thinking is, since Sam is comfortable fighting people 80 pounds heavier than him in world championships, I just have this weird feeling that Sam might not be unsettled since we lost a participant in the technical multiverse. If Sam, would you consider stepping into the Kumite as a participant today?
Why not?
Sam? Let's hear it for Sam. So let me introduce my co-host real quick. This woman, yes, let's hear it for Sam. Thank you. Our audience is just a little bit sleepy. Sometimes it's okay. They wake up and they're there. So Bella, this woman, a lot like Trey, started selling crafts on her front lawn as an 8-year-old. Doing an incredible job, and actually negotiated a deal with her parents to let her keep, for them to absorb 100% of the costs, and she would be absorbing 100% of the profits. So she was already an effective and outstanding negotiator as an 8-year-old, became a 7-figure earner in the space of network marketing as a teenager, then left that industry and became the #1 business broker in the great state of Nevada as a 24-year-old. Youngest person ever, first woman ever to do it. Now she speaks on stages all over the place with incredible people, is the co-host of Real Raw, and she's even famous and recognized in airports this weekend. The one, the only, Bella Verita. Let's hear it for Bella. What do you got, Bella? Fun fact, and how are you?
I am absolutely extraordinary, Sean. Just got back from the Magic Kingdom, as you well know. So that is my fun fact. I got some beautiful gift cards for my birthday and decided to use those gift cards to take my best friend and my goddaughter and her husband all to Disney World for a day. And so that was my fun fact. We just got back. I just got back a couple of hours ago. Here I am hanging out with you.
It is. And what was your favorite experience at Disney?
My favorite experience this time around was the Jungle Cruise. I did not get to go on that last time. And so it was absolutely extraordinary.
That's awesome. Well, welcome to the party. And you're like co-hosting the party. Who's going first?
Well, since Sam just stepped into the dojo, let's start with Michael.
All right, Michael. So, Michael, what this is all about is the superpower of influence. Whether we're marketing, we're selling, we're leading, we're managing, we're recruiting, we're raising money for, not for profit, the ability to go from hello to yes is vital and central to everything that we do. Now, we could do it non-integrously, and we could be looking to take advantage of people and harm people like many, many people have. But the space we're talking about is the integrous space. We're opening, listening, connecting, and loving people. We're not pitching, hooking, closing, because I don't want to be pitched, hooked, or closed myself. We're connecting, we're opening, listening. It doesn't have to be a sale. It doesn't have to be an ultimate yes, because yeses are often incremental. Like there's a next yes, and a next yes, and a next yes. So any 3 minutes, starting with an ideal client of yours, avatar, a potential book deal, I don't know, speaking thing, whatever would serve you. It might be resolving an issue with an employee or a partner. Whatever would serve you of going from hello to the next yes that you're seeking in 3 minutes. That's what the game is about. Then the judges give us a little feedback, and we explore the superpower of influence. So, Michael, who would you like Bella to be?
How about a prospective client?
Beautiful. And so, homeowner, give us just a quick demographic on like the home size, business, residential. What would it be, Michael?
Yeah, so a homeowner, residential prospect that has, maybe a blank canvas of a backyard, wants to create a new outdoor space for entertainment, maybe an area for the kids to play. And we've at this point we've created a design, so I'm presenting the design and selling her on the idea of doing the project.
Oh, this sounds like fun.
Yeah, Bella, you got some cash burning in your pockets and a beautiful home, and you want to make magic. So, Michael, Bella, please take us in.
Hello, this is Bella.
Hey, Bella, this is Michael from Michelangelo's. How are you?
I am wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. So I wanted to talk to you about the backyard project we had designed for you.
Yes, I'm looking forward to hearing about it.
So did you have a chance to review the plans that we sent you?
I have been so busy, Michael. I glanced at them, but I haven't really had a chance to really study it.
That's not a problem. Everyone's busy. I completely understand. Well, if you want, we have a moment, we could take you through the design. You and your husband had mentioned you wanted to create a larger outdoor space to entertain your friends and your family with a fire pit. I know you mentioned you wanted to create some marshmallow roast with the kids.
Yes, 100%.
Absolutely. So we did that for you. We enlarged the back patio space with a new paver patio with a nice fire pit for you and the family to sit around. And then you'd also mentioned you wanted a place for the kids to play. So we included a large play area for the kids down in the back of the yard. That area that's kind of a mess right now.
Yes.
We're going to clean that area up, and we're going to open it up and put a play set in there for the kids to play. How does that sound?
What is in that play set, Michael? Because I remember looking at that, but I had this idea. I've seen it, and I've always wanted one of those in-ground trampolines.
Oh yeah. Well,
I would love to have one of those.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we didn't include that in the plan here, but we can always, customize. This is why we're doing this. So we're doing this so we can customize exactly what you want. So we can always reshape the area down here. We had a nice play fort with a slide and a climbing wall, but it looks like there's enough room adjacent to it. We could also put one of those in-ground trampolines.
Love it. So slides, climbing wall, and trampolines, because I've spent a lot of time with kids, and even at Disneyland, and they're climbing all over the place. So more things to climb on, the better.
Absolutely. And we also included that large lawn area. You mentioned the kids are just getting into the soccer, and so we have that big lawn area for them to run around, get all that energy out and play during the summertime. So that's also in this drawing here. We've got that nice big open area that your husband can run around and play soccer with the kids.
Perfect. I need something for him to do when I'm looking to get him out of the house. So thank you for that.
Michael, awesome job. Bella, awesome job. Love it. Judge is coming back in a little bit. By the way, Robert, our amazing teammate, who's going to be participant, he's still almost coming through the multiverse. One of our executive producer teammates just talked about it, but let's drop in with Sam. And Sam, by the way, all kidding aside, I am super impressed, brother, by that story. I get excellence, I get mastery as an athlete. Dear friend of Bella's and mine is Siri Lindley, and I don't drop friends unless we're friends. We're friends. And Siri, her story is one of the most inspirational stories of overcoming. And anybody who rises in a mass level like that, especially in a sport like karate, dude, it's incredible. So I'm deeply moved by the story, and I love the component with your daughter. It really is awesome. Who, Sam, would you like Bella to be?
Oh, I'm going to be very, very ambitious here. I want you to be Elon Musk with Tesla.
Woof!
They are about to build a multi-billion-dollar automotive plant, Tesla, in Austin. And the premise is since my partner and I are developing this water remediation that treats any wastewater, I'm going to be proposing to get a part of it invested money, but to provide a proposal for Ellen to be the one and only, the first car manufacturer to recycle 100% of all their industrial water use.
Yeah, awesome. So,
okay.
Instead of Elon Musk, you're going to be Ellen Musk. How's
I
that
love
sound?
it.
Okay, all right.
Okay, all right. So let's go, Ellen. Take us in.
Okay.
Hello, this is Ellen.
Mr. Ellen, this is Sam Lloyd. It's a very pleasure to talk to you, and I know you're a very, very busy man, so I want to keep this very short and to the point. My company, with the information that I sent you earlier on, we do a water remediation process. Did you get that information?
I did get that information.
Okay. Well, to get it real short, I know you're in the business of the auto manufacturing, and most of your competitors, based on your environmental engineer that contacts you, the water remediation problem or the wastewater generated by industry is phenomenal, including yours. Is that correct, Mr. Musk?
That is correct, yes.
Now, what if I were to propose to you that your company, being one of the best in the industry in terms of what it offers, changing the entire landscape of the automotive industry, that you would have the ability to be the first and only car manufacturer that can recycle 100% of their wastewater.
Wow.
And the reason why I chose you, because obviously your influence in terms of electric car market to be safe for the environment, all that stuff was the primary reason. Our technology actually has the ability to a mobile unit that can be brought into any facility, and it will process 100% even the worst of the worst water to the point where once it's processed, an individual can drink it. And I feel that this that our product is a perfect buy-in in terms of what your company represents. So is there an opportunity that I could sit down with you to show the proposal and details in terms of how we would like to have your company not only invest, we'll be willing to send you one of our test units to prove out the technology at your facility?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something before we'd invest in it. It's definitely something that we would want to, test out and see quality for sure.
Okay. Now, once the testing is done, do you feel that once you get all the results, that this is something that will definitely propel your company in terms of the environmental aspect of way above any of your competitors?
I definitely agree with that statement. Yes.
Okay. And the other reason is I have a selfish motive too. I live in the great city of Austin, and your company is opening up in our city. So the environmental aspect, especially with the wilderness and all that stuff, is a very, very dear topic of mine. So that's the other reason why I chose to talk to you in order to really propel this forward, especially on the environmental aspect, into a product that has never been offered before.
Well, Sam, Austin is also my hometown. I did grow up there, even though I live in the great state of New Jersey now. But we are building our plant there, and would definitely be interested in how we help our great city out. So,
all right, awesome. But what I'd like to do, in terms of your availability next week, I would definitely like to come by and spend less than 30 minutes to show you the actual product and stuff in terms of the concept, and also show how our technology can actually save you anywhere between 30 to 70% of what you're currently paying for your water processing costs.
You got it, Sam. Thank you so much.
Sam,
great job.
Excellent. Michael, Sam, great job. I still think we're going to have Robert break through in the multiverse any second. Bella, let's go to the judges, though.
Let's go to the judges. Let's start with our good friend, Trey. Trey, your 30 seconds of feedback for Michael. Now, this is like your 30 seconds of feedback. Something that Sam and Michael did great, something that they could improve on, and then a score of 1 to 10. One being like you would rather go jump in a freezing lake in the middle of winter than have a longer conversation. 5 being like, maybe you'd let him buy you a cup of coffee. And 10 being like, you would fly all the way to the other side of the world just to have a longer meeting with this person. So Trey, your 30 seconds of feedback for Michael.
I appreciate it, Bella. And just to clarify, this is for Michael or Sam or both, or Michael and
you
or?
have 30 seconds for Michael, and then you'll have another 30 seconds for Sam.
Another 30 seconds. Perfect. Okay. So Michael, great job. I appreciate that. So a plus is that you're very personable. You can tell that you have a lot of presence of mind, and you're a strong communicator, and you did sound like you really knew what you were talking about. So I'm going to give you a 7. If I could give you a 7.5, I would do that. I think that where you could improve is ask questions to really connect.
Beautiful. Thank you, Trey.
Thank you.
Awesome job, Trey.
And your 30 seconds of feedback for Sam.
Sam, excellent job. I actually have a number of things in the pros column here, so I just want to share some. I like how you communicated up front. Hey, I'm going to keep it short. I want to honor your time. So that just showed respect, and I think that builds rapport very quickly. I like the pace of your communication. You also affirmed very well. You said, hey, you like to be the best in ABC 1, 2, 3. And so what you did was you established, I know who you are, because people don't buy from you when they understand you. They buy from you when they feel understood by you. And then you aligned your solution with their identity incredibly well. So I would say 9.5 out of 10. I think where you could improve is to make an easier yes, like ask for that, what Sean said earlier about the incremental, just bring that yes to an easier, very small target.
Trey, great feedback. Awesome
Yes,
job, brother. Very impressive. By the way, we've had more than 500 shows, more than 3,000 people on The Real Raw. So this is not our first rodeo. And Michael, Sam, you guys did awesome. Trey, great feedback. This is an awesome group. So Belle, who do we got?
So we got Woody Woodbury. Let's go in opposite direction. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for Sam?
Okay. So yeah, I loved how you made it personal. It was obvious that you researched who Elon was, knew what moved him and what motivated him. You hit quite a few times on the environmental aspect, which is huge, right? With him, that's something that's going to make his ears kind of perk up a little bit and go, hey, yeah, let's do something here. So that was phenomenal. You really made it and hit on those hot buttons that would be interesting to that individual, right? Something I'm terrible at getting bad feedback.
There's nothing bad. There's only opportunity. What do you
yeah.
And this is, and I always say, like, people only give feedback if they really care. Because because that's how we prove that's how we grow. So if you don't care, then don't give feedback. But I have a feeling you care even just a little.
Absolutely. Yeah. One of the things that I would say is with an individual who is as hyper focused and high performing as somebody like Elon, trying to make that conversation just a little bit more succinct, get to the point really, really quickly. They're going to value that. And they're going to appreciate that you did that. So that's something that I would give feedback on that one.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Excellent job.
Woody, that feedback, I'm just emotionally traumatized. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. And I just, excuse me, no, just kidding.
Awesome. Great job, Woody. I love that, Sam. So Bella, I think this is the point where you do mean things to me.
This is my favorite part of the show, everyone. This is the time of the show that I get to put this extraordinary human on the hot seat. Because, Michael came, a little prepared to be a participant. But then, Sean, you just threw Sam right under the bus and, threw him into the participant seat. So now we get to, kind of put your feet to the fire a little bit. And so what this looks like, team, is we get to come up with a scenario where Sean has to go from hello to yes. It's completely random. Anybody can choose a scenario. The harder, the better. He's had to do crazy things like he was once President Trump that had to convince President Biden on why he should still build the wall. He was President Biden convincing President Trump on why everyone should be vaccinated. He has role played. He's been Muhammad Ali seeking a yes from the Supreme Court. And Kalia Ali said she felt like he was channeling Muhammad. And then my favorite of the bunch is when Sean had to convince a 65, 70-year-old, very, very conservative New Jersey prominent attorney on why he should go to Burning Man. So it could be any type of scenario. And he's done things like, like he would be Michael seeking a landscaping job or someone seeking their next financial client. So it could be any kind of scenario that we could do. Sean will.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think Robert has appeared from the multiverse.
I don't see a Robert yet.
He's there. He's communicating with Adam saying he's there. So that is interesting. AG, Adam. So Robert's not there yet. Do you want to just give him a call, see what he needs to do?
Now Robert is now coming. Here's Robert.
He's here for Robert.
Yeah.
Made it through the multiverse.
We'll bring him on again, too.
Yeah, we'll bring him on again. So Robert, how are you?
You're on mute, Robert. You're on mute, Robert. Robert, you're still.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't get to join in the link, so I'm sorry, guys.
No worries.
Joined late.
We apologize.
But, interested in what you guys are doing.
Complexity, awesome, Robert. And Belle, you want to introduce Robert and his amazingness?
Sure. Give me just a moment.
Well, Robert, while we're going to give you sort of a little background on you, can you give us your fun fact? Like, what's something we might not expect to know about you? Might be like, what? Really? Anything like that for you?
I'm a Tai Chi teacher. I've been teaching Tai Chi over 30 years, practicing about 35 years. And I am working on my passion of a real estate innovation hub in New York City.
That's awesome. And you want to hear something cool, Robert? Sam, would you like to share your little fun fact, please, about your martial arts and what you did over in Australia? So,
yeah. Just real briefly, my daughter and I competed in the World Karate Championship in Australia, and there's about 3,000 competitors worldwide. And we both medaled. My daughter got a silver and I got a gold somehow, miraculously. So it was one of those achievements. So it was like the impossible happened.
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
Robert, Sam had to fight against somebody who's no weight classes. So he was fighting against like a real life Johnny Lawrence that weighed 80 pounds more from him. So he's like a real life karate kid, and you're a Tai Chi like expert master. This is really cool. So thank you, Robert, for being here. Belle, we got a little bit of background on Robert.
Yes. So Robert is a real estate developer and consultant for high performance, carbon neutral and smart buildings based in New York, because buildings in New York are not stupid. President and founder of Green Street of New York, and this former chair of New York Sustainability Business Task Force and former chair of Green Design and Constitution Committee of Manhattan Chamber of Commerce. Robert, welcome.
Muy impressivo. Let's hear for Robert. Come on, man. Come on, AG. Let's go. Okay. So, Robert, thank you again for being here. Appreciate your fun fact. And if you could just share, like, what's your mission, your vision in the world?
I am passionate about the climate crisis. That's my main, my main issue. And I'm attacking it through my years of experience with real estate, especially commercial real estate, and looking to elevate commercial buildings to 21st century standards of energy and environmental performance. And I'm excited and I'm horrified, frankly, because I know too much. I'm a former biology teacher, and I know I've studied the climate issue for quite some time, and it's not good at all. It requires, and as far as I'm concerned, this is the decade. We have this decade to turn the ship towards a much more sustainable direction. And I'm working on it through commercial buildings and doing it in the private marketplace by adding value. So I've got a value proposition for building owners. Rather than twisting anyone's arm, I can make buildings more valuable, much more valuable, by elevating them to these standards.
Bill Gross. So I love it. So Robert, awesome. A couple of quick fun facts. On the sort of macro scale, I had the privilege of serving on the Idea Lab New York board with Bill Gross. And one of the things that, and I don't mean like 1,000 people, it was Bill Gross, who's the most successful quantitative entrepreneur in history. Now, notice what I said, successful quantitative. He had 7 0 to $1 billion exits. 7. Elon Musk has 3. Elon Musk has a large overall net worth, but Bill Gross has had 7 0 to $1 billion exits. And one of the things that was the most apparent from Bill, which I love what you're sharing, brother, was that we can clean up all the beaches in the world. We have all the greatest intentions in the world. And this is what I tell my daughter, and I'll come back to my daughter in a second, in the world. But we could never clean up enough. We could never volunteer enough. We could never give enough. We have to create economically sustainable solutions. So Bill is creating a variety of different companies right now, including Helios and solar energy storage companies that have gotten hundreds of millions of dollars of funding from places like SoftBank. And so I couldn't agree more. You know, your energy and heart are both present, and your practically realistic perspective is present how we actually solve these things. My daughter, we just got back from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, skiing. We saw 8,000 elk. We had a moose that was right, behind our wonderful resort. Did a lot of skiing in unbelievable conditions. My daughter is a wildlife ecology major, and I'm very proud to say, and I posted about this on Facebook recently, that she got a 4.0, and she's doing a beautiful job. But I love hearing what you're saying. It is the conversation at every meal with my beautiful sophomore daughter, and all the things. So Robert, thank you for battling through the tech issues or whatever we didn't appropriately send you. Thank you for being here, and welcome to the Real Raw.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you. So with that said, and everybody having participated, Bell, I have a feeling that our scenario might most optimally sit in some kind of environmental space of some sort. I don't want to influence it completely, but I think that might be fun and give Robert a little meaningful chance to participate since he got here a little bit behind because of tech issues. So could you, Bella, I'll step away and you guys do whatever you want to me, and I'll come back in 90 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, and we'll set the scenario. Good?
Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. So with all of that being said, Robert, Sam, Michael, Trey, Woody, would anybody like to set that scenario up for Sean?
So I can pull from one of my past businesses. So we were developing renewable fuel refineries in the Middle East, and we were working with Abu Dhabi, the government of Abu Dhabi and UAE. But our next sites before I left the company was Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
So working with the government of Saudi Arabia to build a refinery there. So that would be kind of a fun one to convince a government to allow us to build a facility there.
I like it. What do you think, Adam Gugino?
I think Sean's going to have a lot of fun with this one. Are we ready for him?
I think we are ready.
Here he comes.
I literally heard absolutely nothing.
Nothing. You really didn't hear anything.
I swear, honest to God.
He's going to like this one.
All right. What is it? What do we got?
Woody, go ahead.
All right. So you are going to be the CEO of a renewable fuel refining company, and you are trying to convince the sheikhs and the government of Saudi Arabia to build a refinery in their country. Basically, the problem there is you're displacing their current oil production with renewable oil and renewable fuels.
Oh boy! All right, and for fun energy, Bella and I had dinner with attorney Jim Kreindler, who is representing the 9/11 victims 2 decades later, still in a lawsuit against Saudi Arabia currently that's going to end up resolving for between $50 billion and $100 billion. So that's interesting. So I'll keep that fact out of the equation in this conversation. So who is going to be the sheik that we will be communicating with?
So who's going to role play the president of Saudi Arabia? Should we do that with Robert? Robert, would you like to role play?
Yeah, whoever the leader.
Saudi
What
Arabia?
is the sheik or
the
sheik.
President of Saudi Arabia?
The sheik of Saudi
Sheik
Arabia?
of Saudi Arabia?
Yes, sir. Would you like to be the sheik of Saudi Arabia?
What is the leader of Saudi? Alexa, what is the leader of Saudi Arabia called?
as president.
Is it president?
Is it?
I believe so. I exited the company before we actually really started investing.
Cool. All right, let's go president. Okay, president. So yeah, we'll go president. So
I'll do my best. My only issue with being president of Saudi Arabia is I've got 11 minutes to do so because I have to jump onto a 4 p.m. unfortunately.
Oh my goodness, we'll be done on time. So
okay.
Only 3 minutes.
Sure.
3.5 minute exercise. Okay.
Sure.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, so Mr. President, I'm very grateful that you've given me these 3 minutes to have a conversation to see if it makes any sense for us to proceed. But sir, thank you. And how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully. I'm very grateful again. And sir, may I ask, why did you grant me this audience? I'm very grateful for it, but what were your thoughts and feelings about this meeting?
Well, we in Saudi Arabia understand that the world is changing and we are going to have to transform our energy economy into a more modern type of energy economy, as we move into away from fossil fuels and oil and the likes and natural gas. And so we're very interested in staying in a leadership role around the world and looking for the most promising technology to transition into.
Thank you, Mr. President. I know you only have 3 minutes and I'm going to keep to that. I have about 2 more minutes to go. But sir, again, I am incredibly grateful and I am clear that there are complexities in the position that you're in, the businesses and the oil industry in Saudi Arabia and where this all sits. But sir, may I ask this? I'm hearing clearly your desire to stay at the forefront of the world economy, deeply engaged in open-mindedness, which I'm incredibly grateful for. But and may I, and this is completely confidential, and it's a bold question, sir, but it's going to help me frame how I share what we're talking about. What is it that drives you to continue to want to lead in Saudi Arabia? What's your why? What's your purpose? The divine heart, like what's the mission in ruling this great nation?
Well, as you know, in Saudi Arabia, we have the most sacred site of all of Islam, and we view our role around the world as helping to evolve Islam and to be recognized around the world as a leading voice for Islam and for the values of Islam that a lot of the world doesn't quite understand. Some of the world doesn't quite understand, but so we have, yes, we've got a very strong mission to stay again on the leading edge of energy. And we also want to be good environmental stewards because we have taken some hit with our long history of fossil fuel development.
Yeah. Well, sir, I'm present to your integrity, your vision, your mission, as well as the misunderstanding of people. Unconscious bias, which I think is present and exists everywhere and certainly exists as it relates to your great nation and even to the fossil fuels, and which were essential for the development, preservation, and acceleration of our world. And thank you for being present to the shift and the possibilities. So, sir, may I, in our final minute or so, just share a little bit about who I am, what we're doing, and to see if that resonates with you to have a longer conversation.
Sure.
Yeah. So my work is about sustainability. And I am trained at XYZ University. And the reason that I trained in the space of environmentalism is because I believe our planet has a clock that is winding down. And all the differences we have in our great nations and our great religions and our great causes will matter little if our planet no longer exists. And I understand that there's a great diversity of perspective on how real that possibility is or not, and when that could be or not. However, there's an economic reality that the world has seen a desire to move away from fossil fuels and into alternative sources of energy. That's the work I am involved in. So putting aside morality, life, sustainability of our planet, economically, if you were to grant me, sir, with 1 hour, and I assure you, I know that's a long amount of your incredible time, on my reputation, on the reputation of my company, we will demonstrate to you the most cost-effective, powerful plan to transition Saudi Arabia's power from fossil fuels and oil into something even more valuable, exponentially so, sir. And I submit to you that you will find that, and I offer you to bring your team of experts and scientists to our meeting, but I do believe that you hearing it firsthand would be worth 1 hour of your precious time. And so, sir, does that resonate with you or not? What are your thoughts?
We would be open to hearing what your venture is and what your value proposition is. And I can say that what we would be particularly interested in is algae biofuel. We believe that given our extensive history and experience with fossil fuel oil development, that algae oil development processing, it would probably be a very good way for us to move forward. So we're interested in what you have to offer, but in particular would be interested in anything you can bring us with that regard.
Awesome, sir. We will have an entire section on this mechanism. I think that there's real possibility there. I think there might be some other pieces that you'll also be very interested in. So I'll get it on the calendar, and thank you, because I know we're a moment over time, and I want to be complete for you. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to hearing back from you.
Thank you. Out of roll. All right, Robert. Thanks. How did that feel for you, Robert?
A little odd, because being the president of Saudi Arabia is not one of the things I've ever envisioned for my life.
How did I do?
But I got to tell you that, damn it. So what I needed to get in at the end is I am super passionate about algal biofuels. Algae, I believe, hold a huge promise to humanity. And I'm really, I was working on some oil deals in Africa, and was looking to bring some development deals for some algae processing plants.
Wow.
So I'm very, very passionate about that.
Well, and thank you for that. Woody, how do we do as creating this beautiful opportunity opening and next yes with the president?
And just so you know, Sean, it's 4 minutes till, so Robert will probably be hopping off soon. Yeah.
Thank you. So Woody.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal job. I think because there's some cultural differences, right, between what we do here in the United States and the Middle East, and for understanding those cultural differences and how to approach that type of a situation, that was phenomenal. That was really, really well done.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
well, I appreciate that. Trey, actually, let's go real quick. Bella, how did that feel for you?
Absolutely extraordinary, Sean. It is, it is brilliant to be able to see the formula in which you've created in action in any scenario, because I was a little bit like, woo, that's going to be a tough one. But you always seem to pull it off masterfully.
No, thank you. Sam, how did that feel for you, and how was your experience in the real world today?
Oh, exceptional. Your performance with Robert was down to the, you played on the emotional aspect in terms of what their purpose, going out. That was just superb. So I need to start adopting how you do it more and more. So thank you.
No, thank you. And Sam, extraordinary job today. Truly, I love the energy. I love your mastery and what you accomplished, especially with your daughter. So thank you for being on the real world today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael, beautiful job, brother. As participant, coming from the beautiful world of Tony, thanks for being here. And brother, how was your experience?
It was great, and it was nice to get some good feedback from Trey, and I picked up on that. That was part of your approach with the sheik, or the president there, asking questions to develop the rapport and to really kind of dig into like the core of the crux of the problem to be able to present your solution.
Awesome. I really appreciate that. And your energy and heart are present. Trey, how was your time today? Beautiful feedback, deep, articulate, thoughtful. How was your time?
John, this was absolutely phenomenal. And you are a master at your craft. I mean, I feel like you just put a master class on for all of us. And I'm just so very grateful for that, because it just reminds me of all these things that I know, but it just needs to be drawn to the surface. And I just thought, wow, the space that you open up for us to enter into, that is a phenomenal space. So thank you for that. Thank you for asking multiple questions, for building that rapport, for doing such a phenomenal job. I'm inspired. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go apply these learnings right after this call. So thank you for that.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I know Robert probably has to hop. Is Robert, are you still there?
Yeah, I am. I do want to say, being on the receiving end of it, I felt deeply respected.
Mm.
And that's where I think that was your fundamental starting point. And I thought you did a great job at that. Just throughout the whole thing, I just felt continually deeply respected. And that was really great to see you in action and doing that.
Thank you, brother. And as you part and we jump, Oprah Winfrey said the reason she held the microphone for 30,000 people and became a multi-billionaire is because she told people through her presence and her listening, I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters. And when that's present, even if we have differing perspectives, remarkable things can happen. And Robert, I know you have to pause. We're going to be probably another 2 minutes or so, but thank you for being here and hope to have you back. And I appreciate you really bearing with the technical challenges and appreciate you and stepping in as the president of Saudi Arabia.
Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure. It was a short pleasure, but I hope to be more involved moving forwards. Take care, everybody.
Take care. And then in final, Woody, one more time, how was your experience today? Beautiful job. Appreciate the scenario. And how did it feel for you to be here today?
It was phenomenal, actually. Raina called me about an hour before this and said, hey, I need somebody to fill in. And I said, sure, I've got some time. Why not? And I had no idea what to expect. She didn't really tell me a whole lot. In fact, first half of this, I'm sitting here going, I don't know what I'm doing. But it's phenomenal. This is the first time I'm really getting introduced to you, Sean, and what I'm seeing, I'm loving, because just like what Trey said, it just kind of is bringing all of the things that I already know back to the surface, reminding me that those are critical pieces to the puzzle when trying to get to that yes, or trying to help build relationships and influence and things like that. So
thank you.
Phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you. I failed freshman high school geometry for the year. I was introverted substantially. I ran for class president in 7th grade and got essentially no votes because I read an incongruent speech that my wonderful stepfather, beautiful man, wrote for me. But it wasn't my words, it wasn't my energy, it was non-integrous, it wasn't just who I was. I got crushed and felt never more uncomfortable. So I was not born with the ability to create influence. And the things that we've created, which are really unique in the world, I had the privilege of speaking on Tony Robbins' stage for the 15th time this weekend virtually. And top 100 jury verdicts, the building of the law firm that we're sitting in right now. And all those things are so far beyond anything I was, quote, born to do. I feel thankful to God, of course. But the development of a skill set of the superpower of influence, where to apply it for exponentiality and how to get ourselves to use it, that's what we stand in. And we raised about $400,000 for charity in the last week. And I spent personally being involved in it about a half an hour to an hour. And that is just what's possible when we create the dynamic of the superpower of integrous influence and where to apply it. Incredible abundance can flow. So thank you all for being here. You're a beautiful part of it. More than 3,000 people have been on the show from the beginning. Thank you for joining that amazing group. And Bella, your heart, your courage, your leadership is truly what made this show go into rocket fuel over a year ago when you joined. We're about a year and a half into it. So any final from you, dear Bella?
Final from me today, Sean, it is an absolute honor and a privilege to get to do this show every day because, I am present to, after being here for a year and a half, I am present to deeper and deeper the superpower of influence, because everything that we want is on the other side of the yes. And if people can't get yeses from Saudi Arabia, like the world doesn't change. And so just really present to the impact on this show. And, as a matter of fact, when I had the opportunity to sit next to you in the room with Tony Robbins at Spiritual about a year and a half ago in October, is when he stood up and put his hand on your heart and said, there's no one that leads with more heart and more integrity. And if you don't know what he's up to, you need to. I thought about that time, maybe I should start paying attention to what you're doing. Because if Tony Robbins says you should pay attention, maybe you should pay attention. And it has been absolutely extraordinary. And just thank you for having me.
And I couldn't be more grateful to Tony and all the beautiful opportunities he's presented and given. And I've seen him behind the scenes, and he's the real deal and makes the right choices. And it's absolutely incredible. So thank you all. Thank you, Trey. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Woody and Robert, for jumping in. I know Robert had a balance. Bella, you are truly extraordinary. Appreciate all of you massively. And truly, like, what this work is about how we rise our money, and money for us could be something fundamental that we need, or just fuel for a mission, or time and scaling and duplication and the magic we create in the world. Money related to our superpower of influence, directly correlated actually, where we use it and how we get ourselves to use it. That's what our work is about. Love you guys, appreciate it enormously. And for all of us, I'm blind, but we're all blind, in fact.
And just learning to see.